An enemy disguises himself with his lips, but in his heart he harbors deceit. Proverbs 26:24. A smile can be a weapon sharper than a sword. A kind word can be the bait that leads to destruction. Many walk into ruin, not through force, but through deception, because they failed to see the trap set before them. Be careful, for not everyone who smiles at you is your friend. A wise man discerns beyond appearances. He looks beyond the surface, for he knows that the world is filled with those who wear masks. The fool, however, takes everything at face value. He trusts easily, believing that kindness is always genuine, never questioning the motives behind a flattering tongue. But wisdom teaches that the most dangerous enemies are not those who oppose you openly, but those who pretend to be on your side. Have you ever seen a hunter lay a trap? He does not make it obvious. He does not announce his intent. Instead, he makes the bait irresistible, placing it where his prey feels safest. The foolish animal, seeing only the prize, steps forward, and in an instant, it is caught. So it is with those who fall into the hands of deceivers. They trust blindly, mistaking friendliness for loyalty. And by the time they realize the truth, the damage has already been done. Even the wicked know that hostility breeds resistance, but kindness lowers a man's guard. A false friend will speak in soft tones, offer generous gifts, and tell you exactly what you wish to hear. But inside, he is plotting his advantage. He studies you, not to help, but to exploit. And once he has you where he wants you, he will show his true face. This is why I tell you, be slow to trust. Do not judge by words alone, nor by the warmth of a smile. Instead, observe actions over time. A man's true nature is revealed not in what he says when he wants something, but in how he behaves when he has nothing to gain. Do not be deceived by the pleasant voice of one who has not been tested. When a person is too eager to please, ask yourself, what does he want? When someone showers you with praise, ask yourself, why? True loyalty does not need to be bought with flattery, nor does it demand blind trust. A wise king once had a servant who never ceased to praise him. Each day this servant would say, "O king, your wisdom surpasses all. Your words are like the finest gold. Your presence alone brings prosperity." But the king, being wise, did not take these words at face value. He tested this servant, watching him carefully. And in time, he discovered the truth. This man was stealing from the kingdom, speaking words of admiration only to hide his treachery. The king removed him, and the kingdom was spared from greater disaster. So I tell you, beware of those who are overly eager to win your trust. Not all who smile at you wish you well. The wise test the heart before they give their trust, but the fool gives his trust freely and suffers for it. Watch closely, discern carefully, and remember, the most dangerous enemy is often the one who wears the mask of a friend. Not all sweet words come from a pure heart. Some men speak like a gentle river, smooth and refreshing, yet beneath the surface lurks a deadly current. Their words are laced with honey, but within them is the venom of a serpent. Beware of the one who always praises you, who never corrects, who tells you only what you wish to hear. He is not your friend, but your deceiver. A true friend will sharpen you, as iron sharpens iron, but a flatterer will dull your senses and leave you vulnerable. Consider how the hunter lures his prey. He does not approach with the snarl of a beast, but with the softness of bait. So too does the deceiver lay his trap, not with harshness, but with excessive charm. Have you not seen how kings are led astray by the whispers of those who seek only their favor? A ruler who listens only to those who flatter him is a ruler who walks blindly toward ruin. Many mighty men have fallen, not because of open enemies, but because they surrounded themselves with voices that told them what they wished to hear, rather than what they needed to know. Even among the common man, flattery is a dangerous poison. The one who constantly affirms you, who never challenges your steps, is not a friend, but a manipulator. He fattens your ego as a man fattens a calf before the slaughter. If all you hear is praise, you must question the source. Does this person seek my good, or do they seek to use me for their gain? Do not be deceived. The lips that exalt you today may curse you tomorrow. The same crowd that shouted, "Hosanna," later cried, "Crucify him." The same lips that bless can also betray. What a man says when he wants something from you is not the measure of his heart. Watch instead what he says when he has no need of you. The wise man discerns between true encouragement and deceitful flattery. He values words that refine him, even if they are sharp, over words that merely inflate him. He knows that the sweetness of honey is delightful, but when consumed without restraint, it brings sickness. So too with words. Too much untested praise can poison the soul, making a man blind to his faults and deaf to correction. Therefore, seek the counsel of those who love truth more than they love your approval. Surround yourself with those who will tell you when you are wrong, who will warn you when you stray, and who will correct you even at the cost of their own favor. A wise man cherishes rebuke more than the fool cherishes flattery, for in correction there is growth, but in empty praise there is only decay. The heart is deceitful above all things and beyond cure. Who can understand it? Jeremiah 17:9. There are those who do not attack you with weapons but with whispers. They do not push you with force but with subtle nudges, bending your will to serve their purpose. Manipulation is the art of controlling without chains, of ruling without a crown, of deceiving without appearing false. The manipulator does not command, he suggests. He does not demand, he persuades. And before you realize it, you are no longer walking your own path, but his. I have seen this in courts of kings, in markets of merchants, and in the households of common men. The manipulator disguises his control as concern, his interference as wisdom, his selfish desires as noble intentions. He plants ideas in your mind and makes you believe they were yours. He distorts truth in such a way that you no longer know what is real. He takes advantage of your kindness, your loyalty, your desire to do good, and twists these virtues into weapons against you. The manipulator often plays the victim, making you feel guilty for not serving his needs. He weaves a story of suffering, convincing you that your duty is to fix his problems, to carry his burdens, to sacrifice your own well-being for his comfort. And if you refuse, he does not attack you openly. No, he merely sighs, looks disappointed, withdraws his affection, until you feel you must yield, just to restore peace. Have you not seen how Delilah pressed Samson day after day, weakening his resolve with words rather than chains? She did not strike him with a sword, but with persistence, with questions, with a false display of love. She made him believe that proving his love meant surrendering his strength, and when he finally gave in, she handed him over to his enemies. Such is the way of the manipulator. They make you feel that denying them is cruelty and yielding to them is the only way to prove your loyalty. The wise man recognizes manipulation before it takes root. He does not allow his emotions to be played like a harp, responding to every note the deceiver strikes. He sees through the disguise, understanding that not every plea for help is genuine, not every show of affection is true, not every soft voice is innocent. He tests the words of those who seek influence over him, discerning whether their advice serves truth or their own hidden agenda. There is wisdom in setting boundaries, in refusing to be moved by guilt, in standing firm even when others attempt to twist your heart against your own judgment. The manipulator thrives on those who cannot say no, on those who fear disappointing others, on those who place peace above truth. But peace bought with compromise is no peace at all. It is slavery in disguise. A man who cannot be manipulated is a man who walks in wisdom. He knows when to listen and when to turn away, when to give and when to withhold, when to speak and when to remain silent. He does not let himself be shaped by the desires of others, but by the truth that stands firm, unshaken by emotion or deceit. A stranger cannot betray you, for he has no place in your heart. Betrayal is a wound that only those close to you can inflict. It is not the arrow of an enemy that destroys a man. It is the dagger of a friend, thrust in the place where no guard was raised. The pain of betrayal is not in the act itself, but in the trust that was broken, the love that was deceived, the loyalty that was repaid with treachery. A king does not fall by the hands of his enemies alone, but by the whispering tongues of those who sit at his table. A merchant is not ruined by distant thieves, but by the dishonest hand of his own partner. A man is not broken by those who hate him, but by those who once claimed to love him. This is the nature of betrayal. It does not come from afar, but from within. Judas did not stand among the Roman soldiers when he betrayed the Son of God. He was among the 12, among the trusted, among those who dipped their bread in the same bowl as their master. He walked with him, learned from him, called him Rabbi. Yet, for silver, he sold the very one who had given him everything. So, it is with many in this world, men who smile in your presence but sell you in your absence, men who call you brother, yet conspire against you. There are those who will walk with you only as long as you serve their purpose. They will praise you while the road is easy, while your table is full, while your name is honored. But when trials come, when the feast is over, when the crown is threatened, they will vanish. Or worse, they will turn against you. A wise man does not place his trust blindly, nor does he give his heart to all who show kindness. He understands that love is proven over time, that loyalty is tested in fire, that a true friend is revealed not in times of abundance, but in times of hardship. A man who is only with you in times of gain is not your friend. He is a parasite, feeding off your strength until he finds a better host. Have you ever noticed how the betrayer always justifies his actions? He does not admit to his treachery. No, he finds a reason, a complaint, an excuse. Judas convinced himself that his betrayal was reasonable. He did not see himself as a traitor, but as someone making a practical decision. Such is the heart of those who betray. They always find a way to justify their disloyalty. So, what must you do? Do not live in fear, nor close your heart to all men, but walk in wisdom. Observe who stands with you in difficulty, who remains when there is nothing to gain, who speaks well of you when you are not present. Do not be quick to trust, nor give your deepest secrets to those untested by time. Trust is a treasure. Do not cast it before those who would trample it underfoot. Walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fools suffers harm. Proverbs 13:20. A man's destiny is shaped not only by his own decisions, but by the company he keeps. The wise will elevate you, but the fool will drag you into ruin. A true friend will guard your name, defend your honor, and speak truth even when it wounds. But an enemy disguised as a friend will flatter you to your face and betray you when it benefits him. The greatest mistake a man can make is failing to discern between the two. Many have been destroyed not by their own hands, but by the counsel they followed. A king who listens to fools will lose his throne. A merchant who trusts the dishonest will lose his wealth. A man who walks with the corrupt will share in their downfall. The path of destruction is not always chosen. It is often walked unknowingly, led by the voices of those who claim to be allies, but are, in truth, adversaries. Wisdom is not merely knowledge, but perception. It is the ability to see beyond words, beyond smiles, beyond gestures of goodwill. A liar does not always speak falsehood openly. Sometimes he speaks half-truths, twisting reality just enough to deceive. A betrayer does not always strike with force. Sometimes he moves in silence, waiting for the moment when your guard is down. And a false friend does not always reveal his nature immediately. Sometimes he walks beside you for years before his true intentions are known. So how does a man discern who is truly for him? Watch how a person behaves when they gain nothing from you. Observe how they speak of others in your presence, for as they speak of them, so will they speak of you in your absence. Pay attention to their reaction to your success. Do they celebrate with sincerity, or does their joy seem forced? A true friend is not threatened by your growth, nor does he disappear in times of struggle. He remains constant, unshaken by gain or loss, speaking truth even when it is difficult. A fool surrounds himself with those who only tell him what he wants to hear, mistaking flattery for loyalty. But a wise man values correction, for he knows that an honest rebuke is worth more than 1,000 empty praises. A friend who warns you of danger is more valuable than one who only offers words of comfort. A friend who challenges you to grow is better than one who allows you to walk blindly toward destruction. Do not trust quickly, nor open your heart to all who approach you with kindness. Test the character of those around you. See who remains when storms arise, who defends you when accusations come, who speaks with integrity even when it costs them. A true friend is like a sturdy wall, strong, reliable, unshaken. A false one is like a house built on sand, appearing stable until the winds of adversity reveal its weakness. Walk with the wise, and you will be wise. Choose your companions carefully, for they will either lift you to greatness or pull you into ruin. Let not the sweetness of words deceive you, nor the warmth of gestures blind you. A man's true nature is revealed not in what he says, but in how he acts over time. Discern well, and you will walk in safety. Trust blindly, and you may find yourself betrayed by the very hand you once held in friendship.